When solving a system of linear equations by the substitution method, you need to do the following. First, solve one of the equations for one of the variables. Doesn't matter which one, choose whichever you think is easiest. But if you can, it's preferable that you choose one of the variables that has a coefficient of 1 as to avoid fractions. But again, that is your decision to make in the end. 2. Substitute the expression that equals the variable solved in step 1 into the other equation. Don't plug it back into itself. 3. Solve the resulting equation for the remaining unknown. And then finally, substitute the value of the variable into the expression found from step 1 to find the value of the other variable. Again, an optional step. You can plug your answers in to see if they're correct into the equations, but you do not need to do that. That's just a check to make sure you're doing it right. So we're going to solve each system by substitution. So x minus y equals 3 and 3x plus y equals 5. So I'm going to solve this equation by, I'm going to solve for y in the second one. So I'm going to subtract 3x over, so I'm going to get y equals negative 3x plus 5. Now I'm going to take what y equals, and I'm going to plug it into this where y is in the first equation here. So I'm going to replace y with negative 3x plus 5. So x minus y equals 3 is going to become x minus negative 3x plus 5 equals 3. Distribute the negative across, so x plus 3x minus 5 equals 3. Combine the x's together to get 4x, add the 5 over to get 8, and then divide by 4 here to get x by itself, and I'm going to get 2. Now you can take 2 and plug it back into any one of the original equations to solve for, but in all honesty, I think it's just easiest to take what x equals, which is 2, and just plug it right in here because you already have y solved for, so less work. So y equals negative 3 times 2 plus 5. Y equals negative 6 plus 5. And then finally, negative 6 and 5 is going to give you negative 1. So the answer to this is 2, negative 1. Next we have negative 2x minus 4y equals negative 14. And we have x minus y equals negative 11. So this time I solved for y before. This time I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to add y over. So I'm going to get x equals y minus 11. So now that I know what x is, which is y minus 11, I'm going to plug it into the first equation, 4x here. So negative 2x minus 4y equals negative 14 will become negative 2 times y minus 11 minus 4y equals negative 14. And now just solve for y. Distribute the negative 2 in, so negative 2y plus 22 minus 4y equals negative 14. The negative 2 and the negative 4 is going to give me negative 6y, and I'm going to subtract the 22 over, which is going to give me negative 36, and then just divide by negative 6, get y by itself, so y equals positive 6. So now again, I'm just going to take what y is, which is 6, and I'm just going to plug it right in there for y to find out what x is. So x equals 6 minus 11, so x is going to equal negative 5. Simple enough. So my solution is going to be negative 5 and positive 6. And that's all there is to it. Last, negative 3x minus 2y equals 6, and x minus 3y equals 20. So we have a bunch of variables that have a coefficient in front of it, except for this one here. It just has a coefficient of 1, so I'm immediately just going to solve for x here because I think it's just the easiest. So I'm going to add 3y over, so I'm going to get x equals 3y plus 20. And now I'm going to plug for what x is into the other equation here, and then just go along and see what I get. So negative 3x minus 2y equals 6 is going to become negative 3 times 3y plus 20 minus 2y equals 6. Distribute the negative 3 across. I'm going to get negative 9y minus 60 minus 2y equals 6. Negative 9 and negative 2 is going to give me negative 11y. Going to add the 60 over, so it's going to give me positive 66. Then just divide by negative 11, so y is going to equal negative 6. And then plug it in here so I can get my x value. So x equals 3 times negative 6 plus 20. That's going to give me negative 18 plus 20. So combining those, x is going to give me 2. So finally, my solution is going to be 2, negative 6.